Hello and welcome to the Dominion League Season 68 in the A Division in a match between yurikamome and Fircoal. And today I am joined by JNails. Hello.
Howdy.
Here's the standings. They both lost a match 2-4. It's very close. And here's the player charts, because why not? Yurikamome won two a few seasons ago, and Fircoal is our reigning champion. So it's definitely a high tier match. And we're going. They've opened the same thing.
Uh, yeah, Groom Guard Dog makes sense. They're both terminal, but in this kingdom, you can resolve that by gaining a villa off of your
Oh
grooming
yes,
if they
okay.
collide. Uh,
This for
Guard Dog also potentially is very good for the same reason. If you had Guard Dog and 4 coppers, you could buy a villa first, and then your Guard Dog would draw 4.
That is definitely a high roll. Yeah. Yeah, Gainer and Villa. Which means you can spam terminals for quite a while, which they are doing.
Yeah. Groom looks good. Villa and Ghost Town are both good villages, and Guard Dog and Rabble for the draw.
Shy Wine Merchant is pretty useful as well. Your payload is also draw. What a concept. Yeah, I mean it's just
Uh,
like build as big as you can. There's lots of things to play.
Fircoal likes the wine merchant. I'm not as convinced by it.
But
I
maybe it,
mean, the
yeah.
fact that it's shy definitely is an upside because it means if it's ever in your starting hand, you can just pitch it and draw back around to it. And it's effectively like a lab if you want it to be at the start. But I don't know, payload just seems easy to come by here. Like, I wouldn't mind just playing Groom for 2 silvers at a time once or twice if I need extra money. And I'd rather be spending my buys just clicking more of the draw cards. Uh, I think I'm more on Yuri Kamame's side of we shall see.
Yeah, I can see that. And I imagine the attack will also definitely be doing things at this point when there's no real trashing.
Right here, there's no way to trash it. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I would not mind playing a bunch of I mean, it does trigger their God Dogs, which is something, but yeah, I think owning that Ramble's probably hurting your opponent more than it's helping. It does have some anti-synergy with Barbarian. I don't know that you're playing with a Barbarian here, but
Yeah.
your Barbarian would also hit their estates,
You gotta somehow play the
which,
barbarians first.
yeah. But yeah, you don't normally want to play your Barbarian before your draw
Yeah.
card, so that'd be awkward. And then, worst case, this actually could be a rare case where the ability to order the Rabble cards actually kind of matters. Because once you have a few curses in your deck, you could always just make sure the curse is the first card on top before the victory cards, and then the Barbarian just trashes your curse.
Hmm. I mean, yeah, it's like it doesn't really feel like we'll get there, but it would be interesting to see.
Yeah, I don't think it, so this is very likely to 3 pile. They both went heavy for the grooms, which makes sense. But then you got a bunch of grooms, a bunch of villas for plus buy, and in Firical's case, also some wine merchants. So probably an estate pile that will happen at some point. Groom empties, villa empties, either guard dog or ghost town could empty. And then if any two of those are empty, then the estate pile starts to look like an easy way to win.
Mm. But it's difficult to commit when they should be pretty equal. Maybe the rabble is one better, but it's like Yurikimo might definitely not clearly winning and is also second player. So it's gonna be, yeah, I guess a pretty close fight for the estates. Or if, I mean, I feel like you can also just not go for them while you are this close and look for the advantage in other ways, maybe that you think is safer.
Yeah, I don't know that you're like going for estates per
Yeah,
se. It's just that if you're building, you end up in a position where
yeah, yeah,
if you have a slight lead, it's often going to be.
yeah. It doesn't take
And
that
then
much to get to
conversely,
that
you know,
point.
if your opponent do that, you're kind of forced to score a bit earlier than you otherwise would. Because like even just a single province doesn't protect you against an estate pile out.
Mm,
So you need to have a pretty big points lead if you want to keep that option away from your opponent.
this is true. Yeah, because if you manage to groom, I'm assuming it went 5-5 or something close, and yeah, it's not that hard to buy the rest.
It does look like both players are a little bit short on draw. Fircoal only has the 2 guard dogs, and Yuri only has 1 guard dog and rabble.
Fircoal
But
just got
someone's
a
too
rabble
far
as
to hit the
well. Yeah,
rabble.
so we're like almost back to equal.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. Why did you get an extra card? Oh, because you gained Villa. Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of anti-synergy with guard dog. That's weird. Okay, you just do it.
There we see
Okay, okay,
the
fine.
play counter 5 mil guard
Yeah,
dog trick.
that works better than groom Villa.
And here we see the estates causing problems. As they gain a guard dog by a ghost town. Could also see a warehouse potentially. Or who has the warehouse already? One player has a warehouse. Yeah, Fircoal has it.
Okay.
I'm thinking guard dog, ghost town, but I could see a warehouse being substituted for either of those two.
Especially if you're putting an estate in.
Oh, weird.
That's interesting.
You gained a villa. I can't explain why that was. Why would you want a villa right there?
No, they drew a Villa. They gained an estate and drew a Villa.
Oh, I see. Oh, they gained an assist. So they were trying to continue on with their turn. They're taking a gamble. They're going
Yeah,
to draw
yeah.
something good off the. Didn't. I see. I see. I
Which
misread the log.
do they have? They're the one with the 2 guard dogs. So it was like a 2 and 9.
No, I think the only draw card in Yuri's deck down there is the Rabble.
It's just the one. Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's other grooms to pull, I guess. So it's not the craziest thing in the world, but I mean, yeah. I
Yeah,
guess your other
well,
option's not that much better.
you're playing the Groom to draw another Groom in that case, so you have to like actively want that estate in your deck.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. That just seemed like a
The
bad choice.
game's going long enough to be worth putting an extra card and horse in your deck. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you need more draw out of draw card rather than a junk card.
Rather an anti-draw card.
Yeah.
This looks like a turn. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, if you're, I think they maybe were. If they were in the lead, if they'd regained the lead as second player, then that was kind of them giving it back to Fircoal, and Fircoal should be no ahead. I mean, are they winning here? Maybe.
Let's see.
It's difficult. Oh, okay, that's a wine merchant.
Is this a win in hand? Let's see. If you gain a Groom, uh, sorry, you gain a villa off of Groom. You play the
They're
villa.
doing it.
8, 12, 14. It costs. Yes, the win.
Nice. Getting one estate was too much. That was the other downside of Yurikamome's move.
It looks like we had more than enough even without the estate.
Wow, yeah, okay. Yeah, it turns out estates are quite cheap.
And as with many Groom Kingdoms, the game ends well, unfortunately early and on a 3 pile. Who could have seen that coming? That was turn 8.
Plot twist. It was like, maybe more interesting. But yeah.
This looks like a kingdom where recent rules changes are going to trip people up.
Oh boy. Probably me included. I have not played with them.
Let's see. So one change that happened recently is Scepter got the text non-command added to it. I have fallen for that one before, trying to Scepter Overlord. So in this kingdom, for example,
There's
Scepter
two
can no longer
things.
play
Wow, yeah.
Captain or Daimyo anymore. Or, I guess it could never have played another Scepter. So that's one thing that's changed recently. And then what other interactions might be relevant here?
It doesn't affect King's Court Captain. Is something going to happen? But then it needs something
I
with
think
improve.
you're fine if you do King's Court Captain. Daimyo Captain will. That's not a rules change per se, but I think it's something you can easily mess up on. If you play Daimyo and play Captain, Daimyo plays the next non-command card. So it's going to look like you're double playing the Captain, because like if your Captain plays a Rustic Village, you'll play Rustic Village twice, but that's Daimyo copying the Rustic Village that Captain played, not the Captain itself. And then next turn, you're only going to get one Captain effect. But King's Court Captain should work. The scenario where it would get weird is if you did King's Court Captain and then somehow caused the Captain to leave play. Then the next turn
improve
Captain
can't do
effects
it.
would fizzle.
Improve has to
do that here.
Yeah. I was thinking improve could do it, but yeah, I think we're fine. I think everything there will be no exiling of durations.
Yeah, I think not. Anything weird with loots? If you got a duration loot,
Oh.
I don't think that causes any problems either. There's just it looks like there's fishy things afoot, and I want to be double checking my knowledge of the recent rules, but maybe it's not that many changes that are relevant here. Anyways, improve looks great here. You just play a bunch of King's Courts, play a bunch of stuff, then improve the King's Courts into provinces to end the game. That's one thing to look out for.
And having 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is pretty nice as well. You've got targets for every
nice
value.
Path upwards. Wouldn't mind improving some catacombs into captains, rustic villages into witches' huts and scepters and so forth. Smugglers looks pretty good. Can't gain King's Court, but you can gain whatever other things that your opponent's gaining. How did they open?
Catacombs, nothing. Which seems fair. There's also growth. You can spam scepters at some point, maybe. Well, I guess
Catacombs is probably the best opening here.
Yeah. Maybe you can go Lookout? I don't know.
Yeah, so I wouldn't rule out Lookout as a possibility. I would also thought about Witch's Hut. But something relevant for Catacombs is it gives you a 7-card hand, whereas Lookout's only getting you 6 cards at max. So with the 7-card hand, you have a decent chance of hitting a hand of 4 coppers and 3 estates, and then you can buy Maelstrom and kill all your estates in one go, which makes Catacombs a thinner of sorts. I think that's probably the biggest case for Catacombs over Witch's Hut or Lookout.
Yeah.
And if you missed the 4 copper 3 estate hand, it's because you drew too many coppers, and then oh no, I'm hitting 5 or 6 or something. The downside case isn't really a downside either.
It's true. Captain is a good card.
So yeah, I think I'm on board with the Catacombs opening. The real high roll would have been buying Daimyo turn 2. Neither player took that gamble. Fircoal does hit the turn 3 Maelstrom buy. Just noticed that.
Yurikamome.
Yuri only gets to buy a captain. Poor fella.
I don't know. How do you feel about the captain over the 2 copper trash and a state trash?
Definitely captain, I think. I really want to kill the. I think to buy Maelstrom once and kill the estates,
Yeah.
and that's enough. And like maybe you kill a few coppers as you go with captain as lookout at various points.
Yeah, it's always good to have a lookout in your deck that's not actually a lookout. You can just play it when you want.
Yeah. Prosper looks pretty relevant to me here, actually. Scepter's a good card. Platinum's a good card. Uh, it does obscene amounts of things with growth
Oh
active.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Your platinum gains you a king's court. Your gold gains you a scepter. Then you gain like 2 rustic villages off the scepters or something. You can go hog wild.
I mean, we might not get there if they get enough King's Courts and Daimyos, I guess. 'Cause, like, there's not a
Uh,
single sun gone, which would be a bit sad because it
that's
looks
a
it looks
good
fun.
question. You don't exactly need the village effect once you got king's courts and daimyos in your deck.
Yeah.
That being said, there's a pretty dang big upside to being the first mover on Prosper.
Mm.
Uh, so like I imagine if the sun gets down to even like 2 or 3, then you're constantly thinking about like, could I play 3 rustic villages on my turn and then be the first to buy Prosper?
Yeah. There's a tug and pull there, yeah. 'Cause, yeah, I mean, this is already one. So yeah, it's like as long as there's gonna be situations here where they just need one extra village, it's gonna slowly get there. Because yeah, there's not Daimyo and King's Court are expensive. It is true.
Easiest way to get king's court here would probably be sacrificing a captain for it. But captain is also a very good card.
It can improve itself if you play it as improve the next turn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if on the turn you play the captain, improve can't kill it because improve can
yeah,
only trash things that are going out of play. But on the second turn, where you're resolving the duration captain effect, you can improve it.
nice. Yeah, I mean that does seem likely to happen at some point. Oh, the double captain gain is pretty glorious. That's been happening more than once. I did not notice that.
I'm gonna guess another daimyo here.
I always go to consider other things, and then Daimyo's lurking in the bottom left. Oh yeah, you just buy Daimyo.
It's just so hard to pass up that card.
Yeah. I am again struggling to identify if there's any discernible advantage here. I think probably first player advantage. Because they've got very, very similar decks. There is an estate. That's a nice lookout call.
Hmm. All right, so we played
Oh,
the first cap. Okay, so I like this order. Yuri had daimyo plus captain in hand. Normally, I think if your hand looks like that, daimyo, captain, copper estate, you're playing daimyo and you're playing your captain, and then just double playing rustic village to maximize your chance of drawing in something good. But he already knew that he had a captain on top, so you can play the first captain, knowing worst case scenario you just drew another captain, which can also be a target for the daimyo. And then the upside was exactly what we saw here, which is maybe you draw into Catacombs, which is a better target for Daimyo, and then get to double play that instead.
mm, and you still have, well, probably not. You still have, no, there's not enough money in the deck, is there, to get Prosper?
With 3 debt, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Let's be optimistic. Uh, you
Well,
got
double
we're looking
play
at 3 money
improve.
already, paying off the debt. If you could play uh 1, 2, 3 copies of improve, I think maybe this gets there. So you
Hmm.
play Rustic Village once. get a copper. Then you play improve 3 times. I think it works as long as you don't draw the estate. I'm assuming those bottom 3 cards are 2 coppers in estate.
Yeah. Yeah, they only trashed 1 and 1, or 2 and 1 of each. So yeah, it's 4, and then, yeah, 3 go. So yeah, you just have to dodge the, yeah, that's, okay, that's kind of interesting that it's like a 2 and 3 chance. It's probably so, oh wait, but that's only 1 Rustic Village play, isn't it?
Right.
So you need to somehow play 2 Rustic Villages and 3 improves, which is, it's too many things.
Why do you need to play 2 rustic villages?
Because there's 2 suns left. I mean, you could just hit Prosper without it, but
Oh, yeah. I was just wondering if you could get to 10. You're right. The biggest upside of hitting 10 involves also doing the growth thing.
yeah,
I'm going to guess you can't do all of that.
yeah.
Unless there's something missing.
I mean, what's the what's the plus buy?
Loot.
The loot. Yeah. So maybe.
All right, we do the estate anyway, which is the worst
Okay.
case
Okay.
scenario.
There we go. Yeah, I guess when loot is the plus buy, then yeah, it's definitely worth hitting 10 anyway.
Yeah, so 3, 5.
So
You
this
missed
should
by.
just be.
I see those bottom 2 cards are both coppers. If so,
Yeah.
this misses out on Prosper plus 1,000,000 gains by only 1 money, looks like. So I assume
Yeah.
you're just trying to find some way to make it work.
I mean, you just have to take a king's course. I think it's better than.
That's what I'm expecting of happening.
Yeah. There's definitely no other way to make money. It's only improve. It's not gonna happen. But maybe it is gonna happen. Oh, right, you still need to do this to get the king's court anyway.
Well, I guess we're gonna do
Wait,
captain.
what? Can we
Oh
not?
wait.
Can we not count?
Oh no. This is the line that I was looking at. I think right. Yeah. So this is the line that gets you to 10, but doesn't trigger the growth effect, which is 1
I thought
rustic
it.
village play in
I
3
thought you couldn't
plays.
draw the estate to make that happen, but apparently you could. I mean, it
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
really
yeah,
matter.
yeah. I
It's
think I
happened.
undercounted the draw by 1. I counted the draw from rustic village, but didn't count the draw from Daimyo. So it actually was 100%.
I felt like I was counting that. I don't know what I was doing. It's always good to know how that you can count. Hammer. Hammer is not. Hammer is not the play. That is
Yeah,
not the
not an
move.
ideal
Prosper.
player for sure. I don't know. Some people hype up hammer as like the best loot, and then you see cases like this. Oh, best loot.
It's kind of crushing here, in fact.
I don't mind getting rusty village or anything, but I sure would rather be able to hit 20
Yeah.
and gain like 10 extra things off of like a shield play or something even. All right, well, can Fircoal do the thing? Growth is now active.
A daimyo in play. So this is 3
Looks like
improves
it's
right
in
now.
hand, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if we
You
just
just
move
bam
right
improve.
now, we've already got
Oh,
there if you wanted it.
okay.
We'd rather
I guess
draw.
it's, yeah, this works too. Well, I mean, I actually don't know what the rest of the cards are, because this is only now.
Does it?
This is
Does
only
this work too?
it money now. Okay, there's another captain. They can count better than us.
Okay. And then the captain down there, fine.
Yeah. Wait, what? You don't do the thing, or is this
I
the
think
limit?
this should be fine. You just draw the scepter and then
Okay.
you get to play an extra. Wait a second. Wait a second.
Is the game ending?
Okay, we're fine. We're fine. I was thinking they were going to try to scepter the captain and realize the rules change, but they're gaining and improve, so Scepter still has a target.
Oh yeah.
I could easily see gaining a Scepter thinking, I'll just replay my captain for 2 extra money, and then learning the hard way.
This is a lot of things that are about to be gained.
There's not a pile out here, is there?
Yeah, I don't think so. I did briefly consider, because
This is a million gains.
it's only 3
Yeah.
big gains.
So you have 3 improved plays to gain
Oh, and they
things,
improve. Okay, yeah.
and then you buy Prosper, and then you can gain a free thing off of Platinum, a free thing off of Gold, a free thing off of Scepter. So let's say maybe you're trying to empty, I don't know, Scepter and improve. Yeah, Platinum gains a free Scepter, Gold gains a free Scepter, Loot gains a free Scepter. You've lowered Scepters by 4. Every one of those Scepters gains like let's say a Rustic Village or something. You've lowered Rustic Villages by 4. You can improve Catacombs into another Gold, gaining another Rustic Village. Improve into and another Scepter. Improve Witch's Hut into Gold Scepter Rustic Village. Last improve into Rustic Village. It gets close actually.
Mm.
I don't think it's quite there, but like it's suspiciously close to winning after just a single Prosper buy here.
Yeah, which maybe raises questions on if. I mean, they didn't really lower like at all. You gained 1 scepter. You could gain a rustic village, so it is slightly easier for Eureka to do it.
Yeah, so Fircoal, I was thinking they voluntarily passed up on free scepter gains, so that's not really true. Because like they could have gained a scepter off of their gold and then gained a 3rd thing, but then they would have had to gain like a cheaper card instead of a catacomb, so that wasn't at no cost.
Catacombs effect being activated. It's fun.
Unfortunately, there's no simple way to score here. Like if I could improve anything into victory points, I would strongly consider doing that right now as Fircoal.
Yeah. It
And you
does.
have to buy Prosper just because the upside is too. Like if you get another turn with that deck, you're way, way, way more likely to win.
Yeah.
You kind of got to hope that Yuri doesn't have it here.
Yeah, I mean, you can't buy a colony there. That feels so bad. But I just like the way how close it was seeming to get from what you were saying. It feels like Eureka might have it here with 4 captains in play.
Yeah.
Do you have to like commit to playing improves already?
You could smuggle Scepter and gain, or you could smuggle Gold even, gain Scepter, gain Improve, and then drop back around to them.
That is a lot of gains, yeah. Because yeah,
Probably
Scepter.
you don't have plus buy, so I would like smuggle Scepter and Improve once or twice.
You probably have a rustic religion deck. You can improve that into Scepter. It seems tough. It seems tough.
Yeah, I'm gonna without counting. I'm gonna guess that my play would be something like play Rustic Village, maybe a second one if I draw a dud card just to make sure something good happens here, and then spend at least 2 of the captains smuggling Scepter plus Improve, and then I would expect that that's going to lead to a win somehow once I click Prosper in the buy phase.
I mean, yeah, it's not easy to calculate.
Okay, yeah, so we played one rustic village and found a daimyo. Just based on that, I'm gonna say the correct answer here is just like smuggle a bunch of times, and you should probably be able to draw it all.
Yeah,
I
I
would
mean,
think.
I guess what makes it simpler is that if you're not going for the bailout, if you take some points, you're surely gonna lose because the one prosper was just already so much. So yeah, you're pretty much forced into going for it, I guess.
Yeah, I think Yuri's gonna win here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you can only be so forced into something that is quite likely to win. It's you get to do it. You're not forced to do it. Do you gain the gold when you don't have plus buy? Is that actually something you want?
No,
No, yeah.
definitely not.
And smugglers.
Gold is
Oh,
just increasing your chance of finding. Oh,
okay.
catacombs. Intriguing.
That feels like they're not
Discard
going
all
for
that.
it.
Yeah, that was a curious set of gains. Does
Can
Yuri
you
know something
pile?
about his deck that I do not?
I mean, scepter's just easier to pile than catacombs because of growth.
Uh, I mean, maybe Yuri counted it out, and with just one scepter, this is still enough gains. And so maybe you prefer to take the catacombs just to make sure you can draw everything.
Hmm.
Like it doesn't. This still looks like it wins. I think. So maybe you already thought like gaining a catacombs first is safer. I could believe that.
It's
They thought
fair.
about it more than I did.
Yeah.
Um, it's like here, if you just like smuggle another scepters plus improve, play captain as smugglers, gain scepter, improve, then daimyo the catacombs and draw all that, you're back where you were gonna be anyway.
Yeah.
And just without counting, that's gonna win surely.
You would hope so.
I ended up matching with Yuri. Well, from my perspective, last night when we played a bunch of games, I think trying to imagine what that is on Japanese time. Probably that means he played a bunch of matches in the morning for practice, and this is probably evening over there, Saturday evening.
Uh, yeah. A full day of Dominion to
Let
be
me see the
sure.
result. We went 5-5.
It's a good record. Can you put that in the league database? Get an extra 5 wins for each other. I guess it's win percent, so
No.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, just bring you closer to the median,
Yeah.
which I think would help Yuri. Yuri's. Let me look at the current standings.
They both lost 1-2-4.
Okay, so yeah, they're both only one match in, so very much anything could happen. But at the
Yeah.
moment, they're both batting 33%. So both looking for some wins here.
It would appear it's happening.
All right, so Yuri's going for Scepter and Smugglers instead. To me, that seems, I don't know, it's less intuitive than the other stuff, but should also be totally fine.
No,
Oh, Catacomb.
they're
Not pilot. There's
style points.
there's a million pilots here, I guess.
Yeah. And you can even just throw up Robinson there. Yeah, I didn't think about that the Prosper can also be points.
I mean, you didn't even need the points
Yeah.
with one estate left. Unlike Hagler and a lot of other gainers,
Yeah.
the growth is not limited to non-victory cards. I think Dalindex's design philosophy is something to the effect of try the more broken thing first, and then only nerf it if it needs nerfing. And I guess
Yeah.
growth just did not seem broken enough to need the non-victory card nerf. All right, what do we got here? There's Kitsune, but there's
Panic.
Guardian to block the attack. Swamp Shacks being the main draw looks a little bit finicky, but you could play plenty of cantrips.
Return should also do some amount of drawing. So there's good fives. Can you play without treasures if you want to avoid panicking?
I'm gonna guess panic gets activated. Like if I buy a Kitsune and you buy 2 Guardians and always block my Kitsune, I still got you to buy 2 mediocre cards.
Mm.
And the Guardian's actually not that bad here because it's a card that's preemptively in play at the start of your turn, which helps your swamp checks.
Mm.
But I could easily see buying Kitsune just because of the awkwardness of buying Guardians early on. If I get even a curse or two, curses are not that trivial to get rid of. Like Crucible's not a great curse trasher. So I think you're probably taking a Kitsune or two, and then if you're doing that, then Panic's going to activate. And the coppers get out of your deck pretty quickly. And then at some point, this turns into a highway stack. And then the best plus buy here is actually probably just going to be buying a handful of coppers each turn. And then playing them for plus buy and rebuying a few of them. Certainly,
There's
you
the
can also
path.
do like gallery or something.
Yeah, gallery. I don't think I've played. I mean, I must have been. It's just not because gallery is not that good. But yeah, gallery cost reduction is interesting.
Yeah, Galleria strikes me as the weakest of the 3 main sources of plus buy. I mean, I guess Fortune is the last place for it. Either Mining Road or just Coppers if Panic activates is probably 1 or 2. Galleria is awkward with cost reduction because like if you play too many highways, you lose the plus buy again because it costs too little for Galleria rather than too much.
It's just not a card that wants you to succeed, I feel.
Yeah. So Yuri just takes up attrition over a silver.
Oh. No, it was
Silver
over.
certainly helps in the short term here for getting to 5. But
It was over nothing, I think. It's 2-5.
Oh, you're right. You just didn't even have the opportunity to buy a silver. I just assumed they were buying the position voluntarily because they didn't particularly want silver in their deck. That explains a lot. Is Kitsune a better opener than Crucible? Unclear.
I would have gone for it. I think it's the way.
Like, so Crucible trashes in a state and gives you 2. Kitsune curses your opponent and gives you 2. Probably giving out a curse is slightly better than trashing in a state because curse is a little bit harder to deal with. As it turns out, the Kitsune was blocked.
I just what I was also gonna say is like Kitsune is like the worst attack to block because I mean the other options here aren't that desirable, but there will be situations where they are. And then you're not losing as much. Like, yeah, you're not that unhappy to take a silver, I don't think.
Yeah, because the Guardian will already be in play, and so they know in advance to just choose a different option for Kitsune.
Fircoal also goes Kitsune, but has the Crucible, Yuriko Bonfire. I don't know, I feel like, I mean, maybe it's not happening for long enough that it's worth it, but Bonfire is, like, saddened by Panic.
Yeah.
Is this one a Crucible? It feels like you should be putting it in at some point.
Yeah, Crucible looks great here. You get a Mining Road in play.
Oh, yeah, okay. I did not consider. Even better. And another thing. You could go, I mean, I think you know, right? You could go Guardian, yeah. And they do. So now this one is a Mining Road. Or maybe it's worse because you don't, because you already have one Crucible.
I'm not
what
sure
else?
what you take here.
Yeah,
Well, highway, second Kitsune, mining road all seem reasonable to me. Probably still a little bit early for swamp shacks, I think.
yeah. It is weird, is it? The only draw card when you have to build before getting your draw card. It just doesn't. It's not the way Dominion should flow.
Yeah, the mining road does have a nifty little interaction with Panic. So, like, you play mining road for +1 buy, but then you could spin that
Mm,
+1 buy buying a copper, and then use mining road to play it, and then you get an extra buy back, which makes mining road effectively +2 buys and +3 money rather than +2 money.
that is certainly a buff. Yeah, there's no. I mean, other than Crucible, which probably got past the point, but there's no other treasures you really want to be putting in play. So you're fine to take that
Uh,
up.
okay, we're pairing all of that.
Pairing.
Interesting. So I guess I understand wanting to prepare the Crucible because you didn't have an estate in hand and your estate's coming up, so that made sense. And I guess if you're buying prepare, you'd rather hit a big number next turn rather than hitting a
Yeah,
small number plus prepare this turn, which explains choosing to prepare the mining road instead of just playing it.
yeah. The threes are not so enticing. Although it would have blocked a curse, which you probably could have known.
All right, Panic will be active any moment now.
Oh boy.
That poor Swamp Shack's immediately
Excellent
punished.
Swamp Shacks. Excellent. Doing its job to a T. Do you trash it?
Well, unfortunately, I'm gonna. Ooh, that's not what I
Jack
expected.
Silver. Oh. You can't
Okay,
prepare
no,
Swamp Shacks,
this is.
can you?
I was expecting them to prepare because as long as you prepare
Oh, it
at least
gets.
2 other
Yeah,
treasures, it'll
okay.
still draw 1
You get your one
card.
card back.
I was expecting to see play silver, copper, prepare, copper, crucible,
Mm,
and swamp shacks. But they did it in a slightly different way and trashed the silver.
yeah. This is a turn.
It's gonna be a second before these decks are very functional. You're
I
just
mean,
look ahead on account of having way more of the highways.
yeah. With Panic, it feels like it's much easier to spam highways and not be punished so hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, even
Uh,
still, it's not quite exploding.
you have to watch out for surprise pilouts here because Panic does generate
Mm.
huge amounts of buys.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 4 gains away, which is like 2 coppers away. I mean, then points as well and coins, but like, yeah, it's. Oh, no, it's not a 0 cost pile. I forgot about Emporium lurking there. So it's not as close as I thought, but yeah. It's yeah, there's you can't. It's just gonna end, basically.
As Yuri, given your hand's not great in the first place, I suppose you play the patrician first and see what you get. But I'd strongly consider just preparing here, and then you're in a situation where, like, if I get another turn, I'll probably win.
But yeah, this turn by itself is not gonna do enough.
The argument against playing the patrician is if you draw a guardian, that's really sad because prepare does not play the guardian,
Oh, you
and
can't.
so maybe you'd rather prepare a patrician.
Oh, that is night cards endlessly sad in this game. There's always
Uh,
another mechanic to screw them over.
I don't know if there's a guardian down there, But like that's what I would guess Yuri's thinking about right here. Is if you didn't plan on preparing, you just obviously play the patrician immediately. And if you're thinking about prepare, maybe you're contemplating whether I'd rather set my patrician aside or play it and set aside whatever it draws.
Is that like meaningfully different? Like, is
Depends on what that top card does.
yeah. I mean, I think it depends if you think there's enough, if there's more fives in here or in your next deck. Because if there's
Yeah,
more
I'm not gonna
fives,
have any idea what those bottom four cards are.
yeah.
One argument for playing the patrician is like maybe you're thinking, maybe I'll take this full turn, maybe I'll prepare and hope to have a big turn next turn, and then you could just play the patrician first, see what you draw, and then reevaluate. Like if I just draw two highways off the top, maybe
Mm.
I'm planning to play the turn out in that scenario and not click prepare. And then conversely, the argument for just preparing the patrician is, wouldn't you rather kick next turn off by drawing an extra card potentially? Um, Whereas if patrician is somewhere lower down in your deck, that's a much worse spot for it, because once you've played one highway, the patrician is never going to hit. So you'd rather have a guaranteed top deck patrician than a patrician somewhere else in your deck and maybe a guardian that's just getting discarded or something.
Okay. mm, I'm not sure how ideal that is.
While Yuri thinks, I'll be right back.
I guess. I mean, trashing. I guess trashing copper is still good. I guess it doesn't really matter because you could just play the copper anyway. So is it? So I guess the other question is it better to prepare the crucible? I would guess yes, because game is going to end soon. So you're not that unhappy about trashing a big card if you must. Oh, you can even prepare two coppers. I'm not. Who got the swamp? Who got the other swamp? Fircoal. Yuri. So yeah, Yuri does have one, so it's definitely more better. Okay, what? What is this? What is this here now? Huh? What's going on? I'm being I'm being galaxy brained right now. You undo got play. What? What's going on? This is is Yuri still here? That's a mind blowing decision to be. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that it's not at all what I was considering. Is that really? You get three guardians for the swamp shacks? I guess it's better, and you get to put an extra swamp shacks in. Incredible play. I guess the other question is, does it matter? Apparently it does. Fircoal did not. I guess there's another highway down there. I guess I have four each, so it's somewhat sad. But you know what that? You mean there's still like no draw, so and you even hit one of them with the patrician. So the next question is, what are you doing? Because this is not a lot to do. It turns out that swamp shack draw is like bad or something by itself. Um, you're definitely not winning. It feels like you just trashed the curse, but that feels too obvious. Maybe you want to keep. I mean, it's really hard to make the crucible do big things when the highways exist. You have three coins, or maybe five. Oh, you didn't decide this Kitsune yet. Oh, you get to play the silver. That's nice. Okay, so yeah, it's still good. I didn't realize the Kitsune hadn't been decided on yet. You do trash the curse. Yeah, I mean it's just the crucible is just so bad that you're fine with throwing it away. I mean, it feels like you take the highways. That's 4. Can you take 5 swamp shacks, or are you then giving it? That's surely too much. And giving up the pile. You could take Emporium instead of highway, and maybe that's enough. I mean, you think still gaining. I mean, I guess that if you take 2 Emporium over highway, then you're not lowering the pile as much, and you're getting points. So it's definitely safer. I don't know if it's safe enough. So what? Maybe if you go for like 3 swamp shacks and then 3 Emporia, that seems 6 points, and there's 3 Emporia, 2 highway, 4 swamp shacks. I don't know. How good do you think Yuri's deck is? I mean, yeah, I think I just. And the other question is, are you then is 3 swamp shacks even doing that much? Because you're not that far away from drawing.
I have returned.
Excellent, excellent news.
All right, let's see what has happened.
I did not. Yuri's turn kind of blew me away. I was not sure what was going on there.
Okay, so Yuri did play the Patrician, trashes the mining road.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even notice that. The rest of it was so surprising, I didn't even notice him trashing a mining road.
And 3 Guardians and 5 Coppers. So the Guardians are obviously hoping the Swamp Shacks should draw.
Yeah.
And the Coppers are plus buy.
Do you really need that many though? That feels like a lot.
I mean, he thought a bunch about it, so there has to be some reasoning. I would have thought that just preparing a bunch of cards would be a better way to set up to have a big turn the following turn. But I guess we're about to find out. I don't think a province is helping you very much. I think whoever is piling out, I mean, you do like empty emporiums or estates or something, and then a province isn't saving you.
Like, is 3 Emporia not just, it costs 1 more? It feels like you could have just done that. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you're lowering a relevant pile
Yeah.
in that scenario. And you
If
maybe
you
don't
still
want
want
to
to
lower the
tick,
piles.
if you still want to lower the other piles, then yeah. Because the other cards are better than Emporium in your deck. So then Province is the more efficient points in that respect. Do you take these Guardians here? You're that worried, really? Maybe I'm not aware of the danger here. This just feels like you're kind of sacrificing the game though to me. Like your deck's already like barely functioning, and now you're putting a Province Duchy in.
Maybe. So province duchy to me suggests they're worried about an estate pile out because
Mm.
5 emporiums is still more points than that. But province duchy is enough to protect against like 8 estates, 3 guardians, and 2 highways.
You take 1.
Emporium.
Yeah, I mean it's not an easy. I don't think it's what I would have done, but I probably would have done something worse and just lost immediately, which I guess could still happen anyway.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you're bluffing. You're like, look at these weird guardian plays. I'm up to something. If your goal is just taking the bait.
One swamp shacks and 2 patricians in play. I mean, this could be a turn for Yuri, but I mean, I
Yeah,
think it
like,
should be
well,
in the long run anyway.
it's a good starting hand. Your Swamp
Yeah,
Shacks is going to draw at least 2.
that's true.
But like, how much total draw are we talking about here?
There's one
There's
other
the
swamp
swamp.
shacks. Yeah,
There's the chance your patricians connect. But you got 16 cards to draw.
you miss 1. You miss 2. You miss 3. That's good.
How'd those coppers get there?
Okay, maybe Fircoal was safe. Whatever. It's- maybe there was never any danger at all.
This is a slightly uninspiring turn, to say the least.
Mm. You trashed your mining garage. You know, like, I mean, I guess the coppers are by. Yeah, no, I am just feeling like Yuri's completely lost. Because they can't even match points at all. You prepare. Yeah, I guess you do that. Panic. They stay in play, don't they? Yeah,
What do? The coppers?
coppers.
Yeah.
Yeah, for swamp shacks. It's crazy what a deck without 5 coppers in it does. The Duchy of the Province is less than 5 coppers.
And this should be a win, right? Looks like you need 8 gains and you have 10. Yep.
Nice. I mean, yeah, I guess you just
Actually, you
didn't
have
need to
11
draw that
needed.
much.
You
Because all
could
your cards are
get 1
cantrip.
extra gain. The mining road trick.
Mm. I mean, I don't know. Was there? I guess there's worlds where Yuri had a real turn there. It didn't seem. Maybe they were just kind of doomed for a while.
So I believe that's 2-1 Fircoal now.
Yes. Another one.
Groom Guard. This sounds familiar.
I've never seen that combo before ever. Well, there's no Villa at least. So
Yeah, it looks a lot less good. Actually, no, there is the launch, which is a
okay,
little bit
yeah,
cheaper.
there. I was like, there's no Villa, there's no cavalry. Oh no, there's launch. Okay.
We're just running it back.
Excellent. No good harvests. Craziness.
How does River Shrine interact with launch? So I think it doesn't interact the way you'd want it to. With a card like Hermit,
Mm,
I believe Hermit checks at the end of your buy phase. So if you take multiple buy phases in a turn, as
mm,
long as there's one where you didn't gain any cards, you'll turn it into Madman. With River Shrine, it checks in your cleanup phase. So if you had multiple buy phases, it checks all of them. And if you gain cards during any of them, you won't get the gain. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure about
that lines up. That's what I would expect reading the cards. Yeah.
that.
Um. What are we doing? Knitted Village
uh,
Library? Is that a good engine?
well, library is not a bad card here because of
Yeah.
launch.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
If you play your treasures by launch, play your library. I could see getting library here for sure.
Salvage your buy.
Opening is not totally clear. I think both River Shrine and Groom have their merit. 4, and then Guard Dog and Raise both look reasonable on 3. My instinct is Groom plus Raise. I want to kill the estates a lot more than the coppers. With launch around, the coppers are less of a nuisance.
Yeah.
And I'd like to open Groom. So, Raise will trash the estate. Just makes River Shrine a little less necessary.
That's fair. I think the guard dog is worse in this one than the other one though, because you can collide and no, it still doesn't. Yeah, it's still actually fine.
It's a sadder collision because unless you have 3 coppers in hand, you can't
Yeah,
easily buy
yeah,
launch.
that's what I mean. Yeah, and you can't
You'd
groom
probably play
launch.
the guard dog first, and then you could buy launch, and then you could play the
Mm.
groom, but it's then you're only drawing 2 cards off the guard dog.
Yeah, and the res is good. You want to get rid of these things. So
Okay,
yeah.
so they both open raised River Shrine.
Mm.
That seems reasonable enough to me. Then they take the groom shortly after.
Are they gonna have the exact same turn? Well, no, he got
Hmm.
the river shrine instead.
Okay, so Fircoal chooses to voluntarily trash an estate with River Shrine over double copper. I wonder if that's correct.
I would
Obviously,
have,
the estates are worse for your deck, but you also have a raise, which is happier to trash the estates. I can see going either way on that.
but like you don't need to trash estates. Like it can just trash itself when you think it's done, or you can trash another copper with it. I think it's just better to trash the estate. Like if you were getting some other, like if you have recruiter, then it's like more of a decision. I think.
But the downside isn't so much that like, oh no, my raise is out of things to do and feels left out. It's one, I have 1 more copper in my deck, which is gonna be harder to get rid of.
Okay, yeah, yeah. That out of the two, River Shrine is the better trashing coppers. Yeah, I see. I see. Get rid of all the things. Plaza. Yeah, you've got terminals. You're getting more of them with Grim.
Plazas is particularly nice with guard dog because it can
Mm.
get your hand size below 5, so the guard dog activates.
I imagine there's also some situations that come up with library if you've already launched or something. Gets you the extra coffer. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess with launch guard dog, it's already good enough that the pressure to get library is down, especially when they're so thin.
What are you gaining off of this groom? Unclear.
Two thing. Oh, you can actually draw it immediately. I see. You can't. Yeah, you've only got the one action.
So you could gain and play something here,
A caravan.
but I'm not sure what you really want to gain and play.
Caravan's
You don't
like
have
the only
enough.
thing that does something, right?
Yeah, like, you could get a caravan and play for next turn, but you're also very thin. That doesn't
Mm.
look amazing. You could gain treasures, but you're probably just gonna activate River Shrine here, so you don't need the treasures. You gain a groom, but you can't play it this turn. Nothing looks like it looks like you want to gain and play something here, considering the options, and none of them
Yeah.
actually seem to have value.
I think I'm doing the caravan even if it's not. It just feels better to do something than nothing. Yeah, you can't even discard with Plaza. You do it this way.
Second guard dog.
You got 2 Plazas, yeah.
I kind of think you'd be sad if you don't find your guard dog. Your deck's
Yeah.
thin. You've got a raise, which can search a little bit. So if you're feeling a little bit greedy, 1 guard dog is unreasonable.
You got the 1 horse in deck to find it. It doesn't feel like anything else is doing that much for you anyway, so it just seems a lot safer to do the guard dog.
Yeah, I'm voting guard dog. Like the greedy game to me is taking an extra groom. But if you want an extra groom, you always take the guard dog now and then gain and play the groom
Okay.
next turn. But Yuri just wants the groom immediately, trusts his deck, and sure enough finds the guard dog on top
Yeah.
with a village.
I mean, if it works, it works. It's not working so hot for Fircoal, it would seem. You launched into
Yeah,
copper.
Fircoal looks pretty behind, just judging by this turn.
This is not a good turn. You've missed like these are like 5 good cards here that you've missed from the launch, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
yeah, the bottom 5 I think are pretty stacked.
Not ideal. Yeah, that's an oof.
That'd be a lovely top half of the deck.
So sad. You just like thrown away a whole turn basically to
Yeah.
get into the village. Yeah, okay. So it's no Yuris to throw away. I mean, as rooms go, it's not the easiest to pile out maybe, but I mean it's still gonna happen, right? It's still gonna get there.
I I would bet good money this game ends on a 3-pile ending.
Yeah. So it
I'd bet decent money that one of the piles ends up being a state, but that's less clear.
silvers. Is that just like the only way to hit library? Oh, you have buys, sorry. From oh, good harvest. Yeah, okay, I see. That makes it make more sense.
Yeah, pair of silver seems reasonable. First one's worth 3 and a buy with good harvest.
Yeah.
The treasures aren't that bad with Plaza around and launch. The other payload isn't like super amazing or anything.
How does Fircoal get into it? I mean, there's not really, yeah, anything else to do. You just have to gain more guard dogs, gain more of the good things. What's where's some copper? Is Shuri's turn dead? You just trashed the Riz. Okay, yeah.
Or you just buy launch.
Okay, yeah. I will endlessly forget about how by Fizz action Fizz cards work.
I think as you're probably popping the raise first to see if you can find a Plaza and not buy launch yet.
Yeah,
Because the raise doesn't have anything else to do. But like if you don't find the Plaza, you're still totally fine here.
yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe the idea is Fircoal has to be greedy and just spam grooms and go for the pilot themselves.
I don't know. Not sure what the correct answer is for Fircoal.
Yeah, it's tough. Cause yeah, I mean Yuri can just like score at any point, and then you're kind of struggling. I don't know. There's no good answers.
So Fircoal was about to play Groom, clicked undo, and chose to launch first. I'm not sure what difference that makes. We'll find out in a moment.
Will we? Was this other card something that could have mattered?
I don't know.
Yeah. I love asking
it,
pointless questions to spectators. We'll never know.
it could be maybe Fircoal just forgot what the bottom 2 cards were.
Mm,
I was thinking, well, let me just check real fast,
yeah.
and then I'll decide what to be enough of Groom after I've jogged my memory.
Because you don't need. I mean, there's not really a downside because you're still getting your River Shrine card.
Yeah.
Wait, you trashed the what? You trashed the copper and played the guard dog? Oh, you can still launch. Okay, I see. I just instantly forget every time.
Yeah, this is fine. Your guard
Yeah,
dog drew 4. You can by launch anyway.
incredible.
Is this the best order? Hmm. I'm not sure.
But if you raise and then launch, then you yeah, I mean yeah, you're still gonna be lower cards. But
So
then
I think it's reason. Go ahead.
if yeah, because this is like easier to find the good things. Whereas if you launch first earlier, then you need the plaza already. Because then if you play the guard dog, you're definitely out of actions.
Launch gives an action.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, yeah, then you're on to an action. Sorry, yeah, yeah, it's the same. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. There's a difference. Is there?
Well, so compared to popping the raise, this line obviously keeps the raise and trashes a copper.
Hmm.
Um, Comparing it to the line where you play your treasures first, buy launch, and play guard dog, a potential upside of that line is if you draw another guard dog and a copper, you can potentially trash that copper with raise and then activate another guard dog. The downside of that line, I suppose, is what if you don't draw another copper and then your raise is missing its target, maybe?
Mm. It's yeah, it's definitely like they're all at least very similar. They're all gonna do good things. And considering you're already in the lead, I think it's fair to just take the guaranteed copper trash and keep extending the lead bit by bit. Is this a win? I don't think so.
No.
No, not enough. Not enough stuffs. You've already played all your treasures. Yeah.
You'll be getting close to a win next turn, though, depending on what Fircoal gains and what you gain here with the rest of your turn. Expecting a Plaza gain here.
I mean, how good do you think Fircoal's deck is? Like, how much do you need to think about what you're lowering? Because they do still have a deck.
So Fircoal only has 2 Grooms
Okay. Yeah, there are 5 grooms here.
and also only has 2 Plazas. So they have.
And a river
They also don't
shrine.
have any except for copper. The more I'm thinking about it,
Okay.
Fircoal does not have
Okay.
gains.
So maybe you're pretty safe here.
Yeah, I think as yurikamome, you're pretty safe.
Yeah. Plaza does seem the best thing to do. You can't really take another groom. I mean, everything else you're just gonna run out of actions because you already got your other terminal in hand. So I don't know. Is it? Are you considering launching? No, that's 6-3 coffers. That's not good. You've already done it as well, so that's another point against it.
Yuri's no cheater.
Yeah, be good. Dominion, Boulder Dash. You have to call out your opponent every time they try to sneak a cheat in.
Yeah.
You're considering silvers, maybe? You are just going for the groom.
Interesting. I don't like this. Aren't we top decking an estate here?
Hmm.
Oh, they haven't triggered that shuffle yet. The estate's in the discard somewhere. I'm
Are you just
surprised we didn't
not playing the
then
horse?
play.
Okay, yeah.
I guess this line saves more horses.
Hmm.
You gain fewer things, but you keep more horses. That's not unreasonable.
Yeah.
Also, with 3 coffers, you just cannot fail to afford launch.
That is a good safety net, yeah. And I guess, yeah, it means you can you already have the extra Grooming deck, so you're much. Well, is it still possible this turn? It's definitely closer to being possible this turn, especially if Fircoal is doing this.
And Yuri's next turn?
Yeah, I'm just
I would
assuming
not be
Fircoal doesn't have it.
surprised if the game ends on Yuri's next turn.
Yeah,
Like, as Fearful, you're behind enough that I think you've got to take some risks. And I
yeah.
think that means you got to lower the kind of low piles and then hope that Yuri has a dud or, otherwise underplays their turn. Well, you're probably not winning if you just stay on 2 grooms the whole game.
It's not very many grooms, it's true. Okay.
It's like barely a gay wedding.
20% of the way there.
And we take the silvers. Did you even need to draw the silvers? If you're just playing the River Shrine, you could just take the free gain.
You're not really, pushing far past 4, are you? If you play the horse, you're on 7 plus coffers. But like a province doesn't do much for you. You're gonna take it anyway. Yeah. It probably does more for you than anything else, I guess.
It protects against a Groom Plaza guard dog pile out, I guess is the main rationale there.
Is that not like?
Doesn't help you at all versus estates. Groom Plaza estate.
Yeah.
I'm not sure offhand how many total games Yuri has. I'm gonna guess Groom Plaza estate is doable. Let's see, how many grooms are in Yuri's deck? 6?
It was 5 and then took it 6.
And then we have 3 extra buys because we have all 3 types of treasure. So that's 10 gains. So yes,
it is
Yuri,
enough.
that should be enough because there's 11 cards between Estate, Plaza, and Groom.
Yeah.
But you can gain last Groom and play it, so that that doesn't lose you a gain. So I think in theory here, Yuri should be able to win this turn. Obviously, that might be contingent on draws, given that you have to find all the gains in your deck.
Yeah, and draw back to the other groom.
So I imagine like the reason Yuri is pausing here, for example, is you got to play these grooms before you play your guard dog. If you want to maximize the guard dog draw, and so now is the time you're thinking like, do I want to commit to go pile out? If I look for plazas and then whiff.
This is the moment. Do you need to? How? I mean, if you just province back, is that actually just safer? Because you're still the one with more pile threats. Okay,
Don't know.
okay.
The estate gain is weird because it's not lowering your hand size.
Oh yeah. And now you can't do this plaza, really? Well, maybe you can. I don't think so.
I think Yuri would be fairly likely to win if he goes for the pile out. But I'm pretty sure Fircoal can't possibly pile out if you don't lower the piles. So I wouldn't be too surprised if Yuri just gains a bunch of the irrelevant piles. I don't know, get some caravans in play or something, and then passes back to Fircoal. We'll see what they do.
But this is like not gonna work, right?
I think Yuri is going for the pile out.
But the guard dog is like, what's your guard dog is sad, no?
Launch.
Okay, you play the goal. Yeah, I was considering launch before. But yeah, you just you go down all the way. Okay. And you've still got another guard dog and a raise. You can even trash an estate with the raise.
Indeed. Not that benefits you all too much. You just pop the raise for the same effect.
It's true. It's
It
style
does lower
points.
your hand size.
Yeah. So you just need 6 estates. Yeah. Okay. How much does this choice matter? Because you want to discard with Plaza, I guess. You've 2 Grims in hand. You've 2 buys, so you just need to find two more gains. You already used
So you
your
gotta find your copper and your last groom.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it makes sense to play to take the guard dog because the silver is of essentially no value to you. You've already played one
Yeah.
silver, and you're not strapped for cash. You're only strapped for gains. So this is a win.
There we go. It's a nice endgame. I wonder if Fircoal tried to count or not. Because it's somewhat talented to count with the good harvests.
Yeah. All right, 2-all.
Have we been first player so far? Turns out going first is good. Flourishing trade.
Not the strongest kingdom.
At least merchant ship doesn't have plus buy on it though. That would be crazy.
Merchant ship has like negative plus buy here because you lose out on an action that you could have used on flourishing trade.
Yeah. We thought about merchant ship and we decided to give too much buy. It now says -1 buy on
Yeah.
it, and no, it should be balanced. And it's also a payload that goes on top of your deck. Incredible. Nomads in the open.
Uh, I'm surprised by the nomads open. My first instinct was monument.
I think I'm when there's caravan here, I'm too scared of. I mean, even though it's not really true collision with scrap, I'm still like,
Caravan also to me over nomads.
yeah. I mean, if you
Nomads
scrap it,
seems
are you hitting 5? That doesn't even make sense.
uh when you could if you take card and coin and draw copper, but
Yeah.
like the nomads mostly seems good down the road once I've trashed my estates, which is a ways away. Caravan and monument are both doing more for you now.
I mean, I'm like looking at it actually again. I might have gone double scrap.
I mean, double scrap sounds fine.
Yeah. The smugglers already really. There's some choices happening. Am I? It seems like all the smugglers.
That's why Fircoal opened nomads. He predicted that Yuri was going to take a smugglers. So you take an intentionally suboptimal opening so that Yuri won't have anything good to smuggle.
It is genius.
Next level plays right there.
Is Wolf Den doing anything? Not in particular. You don't take action? You don't want another smugglers, I guess? It's almost like this didn't have to be a smugglers in your hand.
I'm telling you, see, Fircoal was playing 4 last year. His game card's so bad, your opponent doesn't even want them.
Yeah. It's
Yuri fell
yeah.
for it. Hook and sinker.
There he is in a maelstrom of Fircoal's creation. Kitsune. That's the card you want. Yuri is not getting one. And again, not getting one.
Yeah, Kitsune seems pretty good here, just because cursing looks strong. Curses are not easy to trash. Scrap's
Yeah.
not good at it. Wow, look at this village effect already being useful. Wow.
Kitsune pop off. Okay. You're missing a play. Slightly sad.
Hmm.
So what you get caravan?
I vote
Just
for Trash
caravan.
a Copper, I think.
Hmm. I'm unsure. You could have a
I
whole
would say
caravan.
action or Trash a Copper. And then your opponent can't smuggle anything.
Hmm. That is true. Dots are not as bad.
Trashing a copper is kind of like gaining a caravan.
Or you just give your
No,
opponent two choices.
caravan.
It feels like a lot of caravans, but yeah, I mean I guess there's not that much else it's good in this draw.
All right, we have killed the nomads.
Yeah.
We unfortunately drew into another scrap.
Oof. Yeah, you can't really turn down the Kitsune.
Well, they did kinda. They bought a caravan over a third one. I
Uh,
I would have just clicked more Kitsunes.
yeah. There's still a lot of curses in that pile. There's piles. I mean, I guess scrap is kind of a difficult thing to pile because you don't really want more of it. I mean, scrapping scrap is like fine. I guess the curses are going to slow down the gain rate at some point.
So
There's a lot of curses. I mean, I guess they didn't go in the shuffle, so
yeah, I think the first what's gonna matter, but slowing you down.
yeah. I guess Wolf Den might be relevant in that it really affects the early 3 pile. If there's not a chance for Yuri to equalize. Is
Yeah,
the
if
point.
curses run out, caravans run out, and you get a point sleep.
Yeah. What are you gaining? Scrap?
Turns. I think Yuri's just losing the smugglers war. The hands aren't lining up in a way that benefited that early smugglers opening at all.
Fircoal knew it. You said it the whole time? Virgil knew it the whole time.
Yeah.
Smuggler's master. I mean, these pilots just keep getting lower. Tick. What's happening? Is this
The
the real life?
title is
Is this? I don't think I've ever seen merchant shipping again in a league game. Never mind where it's Wolf Den, Tireless, and going against Flourishing Trade. This is like another one. Smugglers. Are we piling merchant ship? This is my next question.
fascinating choices.
What does it do? What does it do, JNails?
Just a silver that's always waiting for you right there on top of your deck.
Yeah. And there's a third one. I guess it's not Wolf Den anymore. Oh my god.
Well, you can't
Are,
just have one.
are we just gonna keep smuggling them into eternity? Are we gonna? Is it gonna happen?
You didn't anticipate the merchant ship pile out.
It's like not inconceivable at this point. There's so many smugglers. Like what else is yeah. They do miss it this one.
Can't be sure yet. There's the smugglers.
Oh. Here, look, here's the smugglers to gain. What am I gonna gain? A merchant ship, maybe.
I think it'd be funniest if we trashed this merchant ship and then regain a new one.
The merchant ship engine. Merchant ship scrap. It's what we've been
The
waiting
merchant
for.
ship of Theseus.
Oh boy. You don't. Oh, okay. You got to play your merchant ship
Does
instead of
Fircoal have,
scrapping something.
well, I don't know what the smugglers count is. Do they each have two of them? I take it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they both had one, and then they both gained one and one there.
Okay. Yeah. That would explain why Fircoal didn't scrap the smugglers then.
This is. Oh, okay. That's a real card being gained.
Still not quite cheap enough to be smuggleable.
Hmm. Flourishing trade just taunting you. Okay. I, we're back into normality. It's okay. Everything's fine. There's just 5 merchant ships in these decks.
Is this game gonna end on provinces?
Is this real? This is the craziest game of the bunch. I'm saying it. I mean, I guess that's kind of always going to happen when there's 5 merchant ships gone. But yeah, I was not. Has there really been no opportunity for Fircoal to get scraps? I
I
guess
think
not.
Yuri closed the points gap fairly
Yeah,
quickly, it seemed like, before Fircoal had an opportunity to iron their lower estates or lower scraps into a pile out range.
yeah. Is there is there still Wolf Den? I don't think so. Does someone have? Someone has 1 silver. I do not know who. Okay, it was Yuri. Okay, so yeah, that's points. Okay. Is this a miss? Do you trash the ship? Oh no, it's 7. Sorry, yeah, you only need 7. Are we dancing? Are we prancing?
Well, the first duchy isn't actually worth any points.
Oh. But I guess, I mean, you can't click province here. You cannot do that.
You could take a gamble.
That seems like an insane gamble.
It wouldn't be a very good gamble with how many durations Fircoal has in play.
Yeah. It'd be funny if you had 4 merchant ships ready to go. Like, what? It's not worth anything, but you gotta click it, right?
Yeah, I
There's
think
no
you
other
have to take
points
the
on the board.
duchy.
Yeah.
And what are you taking alongside the duchy, if
Oh,
anything?
yeah, there's a buy.
Two
Okay.
estates.
That is more points, I
Okay,
guess.
yeah, so Yuri one of the immediate points. I think Yuri was afraid that if you just take
Hmm.
one duchy right there, then Fircoal will take a province, and you're probably not doing province duchy back.
Okay, yeah. The points is too much. So now Fircoal provinces, Yuri can draw very likely or win quite likely. I mean, not with the hand, but from Fircoal's perspective.
Yeah, as Fircoal, I mean, maybe you're playing close attention and you know Yuri's
Hmm.
hand sucks. Um,
That would be
I think Fircoal still seems
impressive.
ahead to me.
Yeah. I mean, mostly just looking at Yuri's hand, yeah. Can this be 2 duchies? Mm, not really. Unless you trash the ship. No, that doesn't work. That's not how scrap works. So no, you cannot take double duchy, which would have been very good.
You could take double duchy if you drew a good card off the top of your deck.
Okay, yeah. Are we? Can you go with state duchy? Let's see. What?
The duchy.
Why did Oh, because now you're wolfed in with the last curse.
Yep.
So maybe Yuri can take. Well, I mean, okay, they can't. But in theory, they could take the last province here. That would be a
The
more reasonable
penultimate province.
gamble. The penultimate one, indeed. But with this hand, what are you doing?
As Yuri, I'm crashing a curse, I think. Or does Yuri only have 2 left? No, Yuri has a bunch of curses left, I think.
Hmm. Just take the state, I guess. 2 states. That feels very bad.
I don't think Yuri has a chance of hitting 8 anytime soon. So maybe your plan here is 2 estates and try to pile out estates.
Yeah, like putting a vassal in, putting a silver in, it's like not helping enough. Putting a
Ooh,
scrap in
scrim.
seems even scarier.
I like the idea of just 2 estates. Hope that Fircoal has a bad turn,
Yeah,
and then if you like, even if Fircoal gets a province, if you got all 6 of the remaining estates, that would be a win for you.
yeah, that seems like a plan at least. Whereas this seems like you're kind of walking into certain doom.
Yeah, that's crap. It seems like it has plans that are too long term, I would think.
Mm. What are you getting in
Unless maybe
scrap?
Yuri thought he only had 1 scrap and was mistaken.
Maybe. Fircoal has a duchy, so you smuggle scrap, and you can take scrap duchy. That's not enough things. So yeah, you just do this. The estate is minus points, I guess. Um, what is mm. You just put a random thing in or nothing? Okay. I would have thought something is better than nothing. Like at
Some
least it's
deep
still.
statement you just made there.
It's that's my philosophical lesson of the day there.
I am gonna say scrap. Seems like it was better than nothing. You're threatening a pile out, and that's only gonna lose if your opponent manages to do like province plus scrap, which isn't very likely.
Mm. Yeah,
But this will
because
be a
Yuri
win.
didn't have a duchy yet, so yeah, you're actually pretty safe,
Yeah, this is a win
regardless.
on scrap.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Yuri was fighting to stay above the surface for a while there, and did yeah.
Wait a sec. Yeah.
Hold the phone.
Yeah, that was almost a mistake.
Actions are buys. Okay. All first player. Can Fircoal steal the win at the end?
Wait, other way around, right? Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Yuri's expected to win.
Yeah. Aha, gatekeeper and loots.
Ooh. A
That can be
mass.
nasty. But you
Double
can get
gatekeeper
around
win?
by just leaving a sleigh in hand if you ever want to gain a loot, and you just put the
Mm.
loot into hand with sleigh to circumvent gatekeeper.
That's slay tech right there. What's the trash?
Just get a goat.
Yeah. Goat and farmland. It's good. It's good. But yeah, so drill dag is not really a thing.
Yeah, well, it's not really a catch-22 with jewel dag because you just click looting until you get the goat, and then you
Yeah.
buy all the jewel dag, and it all works out. How to open here?
Hmm.
I think I like skirmisher because it'll hit with haunted wood. You just open like haunted woods directly. I really don't know what I'm opening here.
Skirmisher Haunted Woods?
I mean, that seems reasonable. I could see subbing in a lost city for one of those, perhaps, or opening with two of any one of those. Panic would not be the worst opening.
Yeah. These
Uh,
are 4 good 5s, yeah.
yeah.
Does it matter which turn you take the Lost City on? Not really.
Uh,
Because you're still just triggering the first turn shuffle. Or the first game shuffle, I mean.
if you're player 2 and planning to take a lost city,
Okay, yeah. You want
um,
to take it on the second turn?
probably right.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it depends on your opponent. Like if you take it on your first turn, you're triggering a shuffle for your opponent that top decks one of their cards, but causes the other one to miss the shuffle. I think that's probably usually net friendly, but maybe it depends on what they open with.
Mm. So yeah, there's kind of a. I mean,
But
I
I think
guess.
if you're being careful and planning to click double a mass anyway, you probably click the one that you're more willing to have on top first, just in
Mm.
case your opponent lost city.
I mean, I think the Haunted Woods is what I want the most, at least.
The Haunward's attack does look pretty scary because you can't trash your estates.
Mm.
If you hit 6, you could buy looting, and then Haunted Woods won't hit that. You had no actions in play, you could buy a mass to circumvent Haunted Woods. But for most purposes, the attack does seem pretty annoying, and the draw is obviously also cool.
But, yeah, I mean, I guess this is fine to me. I'm kind of fine giving them a paddock. I don't think that's that impactful.
Yeah, Paddock. I'm not sure what pile empties first and causes it to be non-terminal. Lost City, maybe. Uh,
200 woods, okay.
I mean, conceivably, if you're going for Garrison, then Paddock can be good because every 2 horses
Okay,
gained draws you cards.
yeah. I don't know. Oh yeah, you have to do that. I forgot. Slay's not. Yeah, the Slay's fine.
Hmm?
Slay good. I'm
Well,
not
Slate is
sure.
cheap.
Yeah,
Is one advantage to it.
when I think about it again, like it's not completely obvious that it's better than nothing, but probably.
I think Slate seems good here. It just in general, it does various things that might benefit you.
Yeah,
You play it for the horses. You leave it in hand to block attacks. Uh, you could top deck cards for next turn.
spell scroll. Yeah, you got it. You got your spell scroll with it. Yeah, that is nice. Spell scroll doesn't seem the worst here.
Hmm.
It's still
The
spell
spell scroll
scroll.
seems fine, I think.
What's the Haunted Woods is in play? Okay, now Fircoal has to decide whether to go for the tent. Yeah. Shop like 3 estates. Oof. Oof.
That was a very costly tent.
Yeah. It's a smartmanship. They thought tent was too powerful a card, so they've made it top deck 3 estates. Yeah, you take your loss today. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's kind of uncontroversial to say Yuri's ahead after Fircoal had to
Ooh,
top deck 3
Paddock.
things.
I also expected a Lost City by there, but Yuri wants it on the Paddocks.
Yeah. What was in deck? 200 Woods, Slay, and 1 Lost City. So yeah, Paddock doesn't seem that crazy. You pass up 2 horses to gain a 5. Is Herald that bad?
I think it's usually a pretty worthwhile trade. A worthwhile trade.
Yeah.
2 horses is like buying Experiment, which is a fairly strong but not broken 3-cost event.
Yeah, I mean, when you don't have any Haunted Woods yet, yeah, you kind of want to get those in. Shield. That could be relevant. That could be quite relevant when you don't have the trashing yet. It's just like a pseudo goat for avoiding the top decking.
It's a shame we couldn't combine the shield with blocks.
The shield with the what?
The puzzle box, like you just top deck the shield every turn, so it always blocks you.
Okay.
All right, we see the garrisons revealed. Are these decks together enough to reasonably play
uh,
garrisons? I'm not as sure of that, but it looks like we want them.
1
I
Lost
think
City
Lost City
and
Garrison. That's what
100
I
Woods.
expect.
This is like 1 village for like
Just 2 garrisons, okay.
5 terminals. So I'm not sure if Fircoal even plays that horse, to be honest. Um, Yuri has some money. This should be a lost city, surely. No? Okay, the garrisons are that important.
The garrisons are eventually going to be a pretty good card. The horses
Mm.
being around. If the players wanted to get in on the ground floor,
This
some
one.
FOMO there.
This one's a lost city. Okay, thank you. really love me
This
for it. You
hand is
don't.
what you get for taking
Uh,
the second Euro set for Lost City.
you just put it in now. You're fine. You take looting over Lost City, really? You've got one village in your deck.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel like the garrisons are so powerful that whatever lead Yuri has is like the building can go so crazy that it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna go for a while.
It's one of those cards where, like, once you really connect and play a bunch of stuff, well, then you're drawing your deck and you never stop doing it. Getting
Yeah,
to that point, one big gear in the turn is often quite difficult.
do have a paddock each, so drawing the paddock would be very nice for Yuri here. Doesn't take the sleigh that time. Well, I guess they never did.
I am surprised that Fircoal took the tent.
At all in the first place. Or what do you mean?
Hmm?
You're surprised he took the tent at the start, or
Yeah, back when it was taken.
okay?
I was looking in the hand and just thinking about it.
You just
I mean,
remembered it's a
Garriest
tent.
is good. I don't want to be the one doing the work for the both of us.
Yeah. I think it creates more comeback potential, and they were like 200 woods behind at that point for not that much benefit.
I don't know if it's a my end or your end, but all of a sudden your audio quality got very poor for me.
That's not good. I could check which things. Uh, the audio quality or the internet connection?
Now I can hear you just fine again. Did anyone listening? Was that did did they cut out for a second there?
It's more likely to be internet,
Or
I
is
think.
that my end? Could be.
It's always the hotspot possibility, but I'll leave it for now if it's back. Haunted Woods for Fircoal. I mean, we are rapidly approaching.
Hammer looks better in this kingdom than in the
Okay,
last
yeah,
kingdom.
yeah, yeah.
That showed up by a lot.
Herald good.
Yeah, I would have to take some heralds here. They're gonna whiff pretty often because you haven't trashed your starting cards at all. But
Mm.
when they hit, it's like a lost city without the downside.
And Yuri does have other buy in the deck already, so it's not the end of the world to miss that buy. You maybe want a village here, actually. That's not a village. that's that's
What
like
if you play the Hill Fort, you gain a herald, you put
okay.
it into your hand using Slay, and you play it and it connects with another action?
Is that even village? Because it costs an action to play the hill fort.
Well, no, you can trip it, but you still get the herald into your hand because you used Slay.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes. Of course, my mistake. That is clearly the better village of the two.
I spy another hand that might possibly benefit from more villages.
Like at certain points, it seemed reasonable when they're importing cards, or like you're trying to not get villages when they're not doing much. But yeah, like this could be, I think, very comfortably double Lost City. But probably one and something else is better.
Yeah.
Paddock, nothing's piling, but Garriest still exists. I don't know.
Could always do like farmland, trash estate into Herald. You're gaining probably a slightly suboptimal action card, but still a good one. It comes with an extra gain for garrison purposes. That's something to look out for.
Hmm. Yeah, and then you could have taken another Herald as well. Yeah, that was. What did they do? Lost City top deck Herald. Okay, or top deck Lost City. Okay, yeah, that's also good. What did you set aside the? Oh yeah, okay, you don't have. Is this really? Could you not have? Is it not better to play the Garrison and the Paddock and keep the tent if you want to?
Um,
Like, why are you getting more cards next turn? Oh, you already played one Garrison this turn. Okay, okay. You want to split them up?
there you go. All right.
Yeah,
Now it all makes sense.
yeah,
You
yeah.
want to alternate them. Yeah, that's reasonable.
Farmland province for why? Just farmland to have a
Farmland.
farmland? You could have trashed a copper into Slay.
Okay, so they had how much money? 13 money? No, 15 money.
Yeah,
So you could trash a copper, gain a slay,
yeah.
buy a province.
And you have another farmland to farmland later. I think I'd rather keep building because the piles aren't that scary.
Yeah, it's also a little bit earlier than I would have expected to score.
Yeah.
Now Yuri's deck
This is
is
yeah.
looking pretty functional all of a sudden.
I mean, Fircoal did get 4 tokens on the Garrison, so I don't think he's
This can't be
that
the
far
right.
behind.
Never mind. We did play the Garrison already.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's best to gain.
Yeah, you kind of run out of use for Herald.
None
How
of
much?
it benefit too much this turn.
You can't use the extra buy from egg, can you? How much? 2, 4,
I think
9.
I'm just getting another Herald, but not doing anything fancy with it.
Yeah.
And I'm letting my 3 terminal action cards be the 3 that are already in my hand.
Yeah, because you can't. You, you presume. I don't know what. You surely don't have another village, so yeah, you can't play another Slay. Is it worth having another Slay in hand to do something with one thing you gain? You could top deck the Herald you
I
gain
remember
with the hammer.
there used to be a bug with the client where 2 slays you could pass things back and forth infinitely between them and still have the game.
That sounds good.
Uh,
Perhaps Yuri should try that. Hmm. Oh, but Hillfort can give you an action. So you could, if you really want the horses, you could take Sly and take card action. And then Harold's definitely hitting the Sly.
Yeah, it's like card action, I think.
Yeah. When the Herald is like guaranteed hitting, then yeah. Is Yuri greening though? I mean, like, what are they? So they have quite some dollar
I think
bills.
that's basically the question. Is probably your gains are going to be influenced by what you're trying to accomplish this turn,
Yeah.
and the big question, at least I'm surmising, for Yuri was, am I trying to score? But like, it seems like you already locked into a what do you call it? An early scoring line. Oh wait, no. They didn't gain a province already. That was a hypothetical earlier.
Yeah.
Check.
I suspect this one to be a province though. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That seems pretty good turn. And you got rid of one of the estates.
Yuri's ahead, but Fircoal's deck is now starting to look functional.
Yeah.
Except the no one. I was once again going to say except for the Garrison hiding. They played it already before I was paying
Just
attention.
endlessly wheedling out of our
Yeah.
It's the smallest garrison you've ever seen, this garrison. How much village do you have? Not enough, but you don't need to play the tent. Tent just seems to be endlessly set aside by Puzzlebox.
You could always farmland the tent into a 5 cost.
Okay, yeah. What is this one? An egg. An egg, I declare. Are you farmlanding that egg? Why is there an egg? Are you using the buy?
I assume they need to buy, yeah.
Yeah. Seems more likely than farmland needing, because you got other targets.
Farmland, yeah. On the one hand, farmland trashing egg gets you an extra gain. A loot is a fine card, and if you care about number of gains for garrison, that matters. On the other hand, the estates are always top decked, do nothing for you. They look like good natural targets.
Oh. Okay. They did once. They were greedy. They were greedy. One-point deficit. Seems, yeah. It's just like not enough gains, I guess, for piling to be that likely. Or possibly.
Yeah, I think this one on provinces most likely.
Yeah.
That could change if. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say if city empties. That's the lost variant of city.
It lost all its other goodies.
Mm-hmm.
Also egg. I mean, I guess the draw is so powerful that you just don't really care about starting hands. So
As yurikamome, I'm probably trying to do double province here. Plus getting 100 woods in play and maybe a few other things that I'm set up to do triple next turn.
if Fircoal's not getting 4. What is there? There's the one farmland. So yeah. If you go and then triple, you just don't need to because double is enough.
Yeah, triple seems slightly unsafe to me. That's probably overestimating Fircoal's deck.
Yeah,
There's no compelling need to do triple province here. Piles aren't that
yeah.
low. I think you take 2 provinces, you add some stuff that's going to help you build, and then good things will come your way.
Farmland double is like all your coins already, so yeah, I guess you just do that. Or like, why else did you take the egg if you're not farmlanding? Oh, you have a hammer. Okay. Another egg. Like, I don't think you really. I think it's just better to take the herald in. I mean, I guess everything is like so safe anyway. I don't know. I think it's just better to put another herald in. I don't think it should matter though.
This is into duchies. Then you've got an enormous points lead.
Silver. I've been kicked out. Oh, I'm back in. Okay. I can't see anything. I can see things. Okay, that was weird. Um, what? Silver over egg?
Yuri has fairly abundant plus buy, so I suppose that's reasonable.
Yeah, and I guess you were getting another loot there. I mean, you didn't get a buy from it, but yeah. Okay, so Fircoal is like he's facing a boulder rolling down the hill. Um, is there anything to do about this boulder? There's just no way to hit 4. So you take
Yeah. There's a lot of
uh
stuff in hand, but it still looks very far from being 32 money. And there's no way to mill province into province except for a zombie mason. Wait, that's not in the kingdom.
what's what's going on? Zombie Mason makes a surprise appearance.
That hasn't been in any of the kingdoms. I don't know what made me think about that one. Yeah, if you can
I'm
get a
just
zombie
imagining it
mason,
being
you'll
like
get
a Gen 1 Pokemon glitch where there's a 1 in 256 chance of Zombie Mason being in every kingdom.
yeah. I like necromancer. Okay.
What if Dominion, but there was always Zombie Mason lurking? Um,
Necromancer should be a mandatory card.
yeah. But I mean, I keep going to try to suggest something for Firkle. It's like you can't suggest anything because single province is just losing and there's not enough points elsewhere. Your stronghold,
We're
okay,
going for the strongholds.
that's something. It's not really something, but in in theory, it's something. You got 9. You got
The
19. You got
most enticing way to my
23.
mind to score is going to be mostly like farmland, a bunch of horses into duchies.
Yeah.
It both scores you a big amount of points, but then also those farmlands are a cheap way to get a bunch of provinces next turn,
Okay.
and then they may be more credibly threatening to empty the provinces if your opponent doesn't lower.
That is a path. Yeah, because Yuri is. I don't. They were only just getting 3 last turn, so I guess they're not getting 4 here. So yeah. So that's just 3 farmlands. It's not quite 4. What? Okay. Oh, I guess, but you can only farmland 1 horse, right? Is that how that works? Because the rest go on
What do you
top.
mean? Oh, you're right.
So I
So you
think probably
can't do a bunch of farm.
the first one was probably still better than the stronghold, but not by much. Yuri can do it. Uh, 15, 24, 28. I'm missing 4 coins. I'm sure they will appear. The buys are there. Oh, you just need farmland. Okay, yeah. I think it's in hand.
Let's see, I lost track. 4, 11, 13, 16, 19, 22, 28. So
And
you're
you can farmland
by
twice.
2. What? Farmland once because top deck.
Oh, okay. I've immediately forgotten the thing I just pointed out. It's great. I love paying attention.
So this was a win. You hammer gains a silver. You put that in hand with slay.
They do get there a different
They did
way.
something different here. How did they get the extra money?
They just drew back around to the silver, I guess.
Oh yeah, they just drew more money.
Yeah.
That's easy.
That's the
Why
way
not
to
just
do
play
it.
the horses? You had more money down there.
Okay.
All right. So is this 6-0 for player 1?
Yeah. It did
All
like
righty, we end.
I feel like there are so many chances for that not to happen, but that's
Yeah.
just how it happens, I guess. First player has the extra half turn advantage.
All righty, good games. 3-all final score, which is a fine result, but I think probably not quite what either player was looking for given the standings. Uh, I don't think either of them's out of contention for the championship, nor have they saved themselves from being in contention for demotion.
Yeah. Just closer to the median.
All right, nice commentating with you. I'll see you
Yeah.
around.
You too. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for watching the video if anyone's still here. Goodbye.